Welcome to the Department of Cognitive Science. We're so happy to have the opportunity to share a little bit about our department and programs. My name is Kelly, and I'm one of your undergraduate advisors for the CogSci department. Here's the structure of what we'll be talking about today. We'll start with the administrative details of the department and then move more onto the academic specifics. We'll also address a few frequently asked questions at the end of the session. As your major or minor advisors, we're happy to help plan your courses both in the long term and short term to ensure that you're making good academic progress towards your degree. We can also help process petitions and forms for things such as study abroad, double majoring, non-approved courses, these sorts of things. If we cannot answer your question, we can also point you towards better resources to help with any issues you may have or opportunities you may want to pursue. We can be contacted through the Virtual Advising Center or through Zoom video advising. So this is our website here. It has a lot of information, but the main relevant area for you all would be the Undergraduates tab. I recommend at the end of this session you all just peruse it a little bit and get more familiar with the different tabs. Just to cover it very briefly, we have the Advising tab here, which will cover the hours of operation for the services that I mentioned on the previous slide. The Major Minor Programs tab covers our major and minor requirements, as well as the list of elective options for your degree. The Courses tab features our course calendar to show what courses are going to be offered when, with what professor. It also links to our course catalog with all the course descriptions of the courses in our department. The Student Resources tab is pretty self-explanatory. It lists the resources available to students, but it does go into more detail about study abroad, the various student orgs that are related to cognitive science, research opportunities, some jobs and internships, these sorts of things. Then finally, we have our Honors Program tab, which we will actually be talking about in a few slides. So this is my favorite part that I like to talk about. I was a CogSci major in undergrad and just graduated in 2019, so I have a lot of love for the department and for CogSci. UCSD was the first cognitive science department in the world, and we have a lot of great researchers here in various disciplines. But for now, I just want to talk a little bit more about what cognitive science is as a whole. The field is extremely interdisciplinary and contains various disciplines such as psychology, philosophy, neuroscience, anthropology, and computer science. Overall, it's really the study of cognition and covers the various contexts such as the brain, behavior, culture, and computation. This is a very flexible and applicable major because of how interdisciplinary it is, and if you choose your major with us, through your electives, you can sort of guide your major to follow what you're interested in and may want to pursue. So you can use this flexibility to choose the classes that you are most interested in. While CogSci does contain more STEM-related disciplines within the field, we are within the Division of Social Sciences here at UCSD. We're also a non-capped major. What this means is that you can switch into our majors really at any point at UCSD. You can switch into cognitive science, you can switch out of it, and back. We have several major and minor options here in the department. Starting with our majors, we have both a general BA and BS degree options. The BA is the most flexible option, but the general BS comes in a close second. We also have 5 specialization options that students can choose to pursue. Please be aware that you can only pursue one, so choose the one that you're most interested in. Here's a brief overview of these 5. Our neuroscience specialization is intended for majors interested in neuroscience research or medicine. Clinical aspects of cognition is intended for majors interested in cognitive neuropsychology, psychiatry, cognitive disorders, and the effect of drugs and brain damage on cognitive functions. Machine learning and neural computation is for majors interested in computational and mathematical approaches to modeling cognition or building cognitive systems, theoretical neuroscience, as well as software engineering and data science. Our language and culture specialization is intended for majors whose primary interests include human psychology and cognitive development, language, laboratory research of cognition, anthropology, and sociology. Design and interaction is intended for majors interested in human-computer interaction, web design, visualization, and applications of cognitive science in design and engineering. We also have the Cognitive Behavioral Neuroscience joint major shared between us and the psychology department. A lot of our pre-med students choose this major. Then here we have our 2 minors. one in cognitive science and one in design. The design minor is actually hosted by UCSD's famous design lab, but we do help facilitate its administration. We also offer our students an honors program or research opportunity. So typically students will apply for the honors program either during their junior year or senior year. It's a really great way to start getting into research and get to know your faculty members a lot better. There are also other ways you can get involved in research, such as doing a COGS 199, which is an independent research project that also has you working with one of our faculty advisors. You should try to join your professors and TAs in their office hours. Most of our students find internships or lab research opportunities by going to the professor and TA's office hours. I also know that colleges offer a Dine with a Prof program, but you might want to check to see if they're still doing some version of this during this pandemic. And then we also have the REAL portal, which is real.ucsd.edu. This is also another great way to look at research opportunities around campus. As we've established, Cog-Sci is a very interdisciplinary major, so the career options are very diverse as well. Our alumni have worked in fields from occupational therapy to speech therapy, teaching. Many have worked in game or UX/UI design, or even some as software engineers and data scientists. So the career options for Cog-Sci are very open. For graduate school, you have a lot of options as well, even law school or medical school. At the link at the bottom here, you can see what many of our alumni have self-reported that they get hired as after graduation. I know you all probably have a lot of questions, so I compiled a frequently asked questions list here. The first one is, when do I choose what to specialize in? We have lower division and core requirements for the major that will give you an introduction and foundation into cognitive science and its many disciplines that it consists of. This is a great opportunity for students to sample some of these different specialization routes to see what might be the best fit for them. In particular, we have a course called COGS 1, Introduction to Cognitive Science, that consists of guest lecturers from each discipline to give you an overview and insight into that field. Many students enter UC San Diego already with one or two specializations in mind, and then narrow down their choice as they continue through the major coursework. The second question is, do most students choose to specialize? What are the advantages and disadvantages of choosing to specialize? So a majority of our students do choose to specialize, especially since Cog-Sci is such a broad and interdisciplinary field. A specialization usually helps to focus on one particular career. However, a specialization will also reduce the flexibility of the major, as you will choose your major electives from a list of courses related to that specialization, rather than just any that relate to cognitive science as a whole. Usually, students who do not choose to specialize are attempting to graduate as soon as possible, or have many other requirements such as double majors and minors. As a little disclaimer, we do have students who choose to specialize and are able to complete the double major or minor, and typically students can graduate in 3 to 3.5 years with our majors, specialized or unspecialized. So another question is, how do you change your major to Cog-Sci or switch your specialization? So you'll be able to do this once you're an actively enrolled student. Incoming students are automatically enrolled with a Cog-Sci BA or BS without specialization. So once you start enrolling in classes in the fall, you can change your major to the specialization of interest. And to do that, you need to visit My Triton link, and under Advising and Grades, click the Major Minor tool to declare the specialization that you're interested in. Another question is, are there specific programs for cognitive science students to study abroad? So there's not really specific programs for cognitive science students only to study abroad, such that our majors are open to participate in any study abroad program, and our study abroad office is an amazing resource for finding out which ones would be the best fit. We also work with students to pre-approve courses before heading abroad so that these courses can count towards your major requirements. We also host global seminars where a faculty member of the Cognitive Science Department will bring a cohort of students abroad to both take 1 or 2 UCSD classes abroad, as well as tour the areas and learn about its culture. Our most popular global seminar is actually held in Barcelona, Spain, to learn about social cognition and how drugs affect our cognition and behavior. There's a lot to talk about when considering study abroad, and we can discuss more when you arrive. I hope this provides more information on our department and programs. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to our advisors through the Virtual Advising Center or Zoom Video Advising. Thank you for your time and interest in our department.